Dear future generations, I think I speak for the rest of us when I say, sorry. Sorry we left you with our mess of a planet. Sorry that we were too caught up in our own doings to do something. Sorry we listened to people who made excuses to do nothing. I hope you forgive us. We just didn't realize how special the earth was. Like a marriage gone wrong, we didn't know what we had until it was gone. For example, I'm guessing you probably know it as the Amazon desert, right? Well, believe it or not, it was once called the Amazon rainforest, and there were billions of trees there, all of them gorgeous. And oh, you don't know much about trees, do you? Well, let me tell you, trees are amazing. I mean, we literally breathe the air they are creating. They clean up our pollution, our carbon. They store and purify water, give us medicine that cures our diseases, food that feeds us, which is why I'm so sorry to tell you that we burn them down. Cut them down with brutal machines, horrific, at a rate of 40 football fields every minute. That's 50% of all the trees in the world gone in the last 100 years. Why? For this. And that wouldn't make me so sad if it weren't so many pictures of leaves on it. You know, when I was a child, I read how the Native Americans had such consideration for the planet that they felt responsible for how they left the land for the next 7 generations. Which brings me great sorrow, because most of us today don't even care about tomorrow. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry that we put profit above people, greed above need, the rule of gold above the golden rule. I'm sorry we use nature as a credit card with no spending limit, overdrafting animals to extinction, stealing your chance to ever see their uniqueness or become friends with them. Sorry we poison the ocean so much that you can't even swim in them. See, you can ignore this, but the thing about truth is, it can be denied, not avoided. So I'm sorry, future generations. I'm sorry that our footprint became a sinkhole and not a garden. I'm sorry that we paid so much attention to ISIS and very little to how fast the ice is melting in the Arctic. I'm sorry we doomed you, and I'm sorry we couldn't find another planet in time to move to. You know what? Cut the beat. I'm not sorry. This future, I do not accept it. Because an error does not become a mistake until you refuse to correct it. We can redirect this. How? Let me suggest that if a farmer sees a tree that is unhealthy, they don't look at the branches to diagnose it, they look at the root. So like that farmer, we must look at the root and not to the branches of government, not to the politicians run by corporations. We are the root, we are the foundation. This generation, it is up to us to take care of this planet. It is our only home. We must globally warm our hearts and change the climate of our souls and realize that we are not apart from nature, we are a part of nature. And to betray nature is to betray us. To save nature is to save us. Because whatever you're fighting for, racism or poverty, feminism, gay rights, or any type of equality, it won't matter in the least. Because if we don't all work together to save the environment, we will be equally extinct. Sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, Nisambula Vinaka, Namaste, Assalamu alaikum, Fayaksya, and good morning to you all. Many of us here today is in recognition that the threat from climate change is real, urgent, serious, and is growing overnight. According to the former President of America, Mr. Barack Obama, he states that, and I quote, "Climate change is no longer some far-off problem. It is happening here, it is happening now," unquote. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is real. It is not a mere dream. Are you ready to face life without Earth? Have you contemplated what will happen if we ignore this reality? This nightmare? That is the core reason of us being here. It's time to take action as our theme depicts: leadership, action, and COP23. Again, leadership, action, and COP23. The question is, what to do, how to do, and who to do it? Well, my dear audience, It's not about what, how, or who. It's about what you can do as an individual. As parents or teachers, what can you do? As students or leaders, what can you do? It is a terrible problem and it needs to be solved. It deserves to be a huge priority. Ladies and gentlemen, I sit at home watching and hearing the news where the sea is swallowing villages, eating away at shorelines, withering of crops, relocation of people, cries over lost loved ones, dying, hunger and thirst. It's catastrophic, it's sad, but it's real. If we search Google today, we will get almost 65 million pages of results. But are we doing enough? Is it possible to reverse it? Or are we contributing to it? My dear audience, all of this is happening elsewhere. Let me tell you my story to bring you closer to home. I hail from the beautiful province of Tailevu in a small village in Wainimbuka called Nevidula, which is in Vitilevu, the largest island in Fiji. Early in 2016, we were hit by one of the strongest cyclones ever struck Fiji, the strongest in the southern hemisphere. My home, my school, a source of food, water, money was totally destroyed. My life was in chaos. I asked myself, why is it happening? Why is the cyclone getting stronger? What am I going to do? I walked along one side plantation searching for what to take home for dinner. Fished in the river for fish or prawns. Walked amongst once a dense forest, only to be filled with despair and frustration. My once beautiful village I once called home is now a barren and empty wasteland. Months that follows, summer temperatures continue rising, reduction of soil moisture turning our land infertile, trees not bearing fruits and each is one season, water bodies getting dry each day, fishes, streams, prawns, eels dead on lakes and river. I feel the pain, the remorse, the anger, the loss, the terror, the insecurity, worthless and useless, as I watched everything around me turning from green to yellow, then brown, a sure sign that we are dying. Facts indicate that a total of 40,000 homes were damaged or destroyed by this monstrous disaster. That is an eye-opener for us as an individual, communities, nation, and also as a global village. According to Desmond Tutu, he states that, and I quote, 25 years ago, people could be excused for not knowing or doing much about climate change. Today, we have no excuses, unquote. The blaming and waiting days are over. We need to act now. Therefore, let's start with putting rubbish in the bin, implementing the re-out drive, reduce, reuse, and recycle. Let's replant and go green drive. Let's not be more economic oriented. Let's be more environmental oriented. Ladies and gentlemen, speeches and tasks will not solve the problem, but walk the talk is more effective. Let's change our mindset and set a platform in combating this environmental issue for our next generation. We need to prepare ourselves. Safety precaution has to be adopted and followed to keep us safe. Securing belongings is paramount and should be done every time, not only during the cyclone season. Remember, prior and proper preparation prevents poor performance. Ladies and gentlemen, in school, teachers are educating students on what to do before, during, and after a disaster. But as parents and guardians, we must be vigilant and careful at times. This is sure not going to happen if we pretend and wait for others. It's time to unite, to move forward, to row together. We have heard, we have seen, we have witnessed, we were victims. Now it's time to conquer. Ladies and gentlemen, system may change, human can change, but climate change is here to stay unless you do something about it. With these words, let us be more environmental oriented and help restore a spectacular Mother Earth. Thank you, Vinaka and Dhanewat.
Herr Bundespräsident, könnten wir noch mal einmal einen Schuss haben mit dem Foto mit dem Präsidenten von Fidschi und Frau Espinosa?